You've heard the false teachings, you've seen the posts, you've read the church statements of faith. Marriage is between one man and one woman. This episode is for every gay person who has been wounded by those words, and for every Christian parent who affirms their LGBTQ plus child, but still hears that line echoing in their church, their family, or their own mind. No one should believe that the Bible condemns them or their child because of the myth that marriage is between a man and a woman. Why? Because that claim is not biblical. It's not historical. It's a lie. And today we expose it and shatter the myth of traditional marriage and of the, quote, perfect family. Beloved, you deserve this truth.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
Hello and welcome to the FreedHearts podcast. My name is Robert Cottrell and I'm here as always with
Susan Cottrell.
Hi. Well, that was a different way of saying your name. I
was saying it in keeping with how you just spoke.
Oh my God, is that how I sound? Welcome everyone. So we are really beyond grateful that you are here with us and listening to this, whatever this is. Connect with us at FreedHearts. Listen my voice. Oh my gosh, what is going on? FreedHearts.org. Good night. We'll see how this, if we can get through this or not.
One time we were on vacation, and it was when Madonna's song La Isla Bonita was going on, and the radio came on first thing in the morning, and that song started playing, and you started singing with it, and you said, "Oh my gosh, I woke up speaking Spanish."
I am so funny and humble. All right, let's talk about this. We know, beloved, you've read the comments on social media and the posts, and you've heard all the false teaching and the rhetoric, and I mean, it's everywhere. You've read if you've searched any churches, and let's see what their statements of faith say. You've read the statements of faith that say marriage is between one man and one woman.
Let me interrupt you for a second.
Please.
Sometimes reading the statement of faith, when people will ask, how do I know if the church is affirming? Like, it is often buried because they know the brand is bad.
Yeah.
And it'll be buried. And it's like searching for, through all these whatever waivers you're signing. You're forfeiting your entire property.
That's right. That's right.
Buried in there.
Oftentimes, it's in way down in the what we believe.
Yes.
But you can find it sometimes.
But if you have to search for it, to see if they're affirming, they're probably not.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. There's also gaychurch.org. Gaychurch.org is a very good resource for finding that information about that, and also churchclarity.com is another good one. So.
And sometimes they're behind a little because of just the sheer volume of working through it. So if a church is not there, it doesn't mean it doesn't qualify.
Someone said a great question to ask a church if you're not sure if they're fully affirming is just wondering, could a transgender person be the senior pastor of this church? And if the answer is not absolutely, they're not fully affirming.
Yep.
So that's one to start with. And they may just run you out right there. And then you'll know for sure. So,
but then
Okay, but, our hearts break on this because for every LGBTQ person who has heard that lie from the church or from Christian parents, we are doing this episode to shatter that myth, to expose that lie, because that's what your heart deserves. And this also holds true for the parent who is affirmed and celebrating their LGBTQ child and hears the same thing. So you know what? Let's maybe have some fun.
Okay. I'm all about having fun.
Begin by going through just a few examples of biblical marriage. And these are marriages that are found in the Bible, that are not condemned in the Bible, that are often blessed and provided by God, quote, in the Bible.
Yeah. Quote, provided by God.
Right.
Okay.
In the Bible. So here we go.
Okay. One man and his sister.
Okay. What else we got?
One man and his dead brother's wife.
Okie dokie.
One man and one woman and her servants. One man and his rape victim.
Well,
That's sort of compulsory.
wow.
Because he's raped, so he doesn't deserve a fresh bride now, so you get to be the one that he marries. You're the bonus, like the whatever, consolation prize. One man and many women.
You know, that's really common in the Bible.
Yep. One man and 700 women and 300 concubines.
I mean, damn, dude. I mean, how are you keeping up with that?
Of anything. Yeah. How are you living under that?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, well, there are a lot of women pining away and just
Well, can you, I mean,
in their harem. I guess there was some other stuff going on probably. And one soldier and his virgin prisoners. And notice, what do you hear repeated in each one of these?
one man. That's
it's always
right.
one man.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Now,
Maybe they're just not that great at sharing. I think historically, maybe we've seen that. Okay.
well, this again, and as you know by now, regardless of what version of the Bible you're reading, it was composed almost exclusively by men. So this is not surprising on that. Yeah, you never hear, 6 women and I mean 6 guys and 1 woman. You don't ever hear that at all.
No.
So how close is this to 1 man, 1 woman? Are any of these?
They're just
like
close
that?
to 1 man. That's all.
That's right. So when you hear from an evangelical Christian that they, quote, believe in traditional biblical marriage, what they really mean is they believe in a modern marriage as defined by the church. But truly, they're uninformed about where that notion of marriage actually came from, because it's not from the Bible.
Okay.
So tell us where that came from, please.
So the 18th century brought the rise of romanticism and a focus on individual happiness. And this promoted the idea of marrying for love and personal fulfillment. Imagine that.
So it used to be what? Like property and
Property
convenience.
and merging kingdoms
Yeah.
and mail order bride that would take care of your farm or whatever.
Arranged, yeah.
Practical or arranged marriages with a suitable family, The Industrial Revolution enabled the middle class to gain more autonomy in choosing partners and financing weddings. So that was a shift. Women's suffrage and the LGBTQ plus rights movement changed the laws governing marriage, making them more gender neutral. Even though an evangelical's concept of marriage is deeply shaped by social and political change, they ignorantly claim that the Bible is the reason for their heteronormative, homophobic beliefs about God and marriage. But it's not. The truth is that binary thinking on gender is not biblical.
We've talked about that in episodes before.
Yeah, it's not part of God's heart. And the truth is that marriage between 1 man and 1 woman is not the biblical guidance or tradition.
Right. I mean, that's this summary of the whole first part of this episode.
Yeah.
And that is the truth. The truth is that marriage between 1 man and 1 woman is not the biblical guidance or the biblical tradition. It's not. Okay? So let's talk for a moment about...
I was asking somebody, a writer, I said, where is this was a while back, I said, where is the thing in the Bible that says you shouldn't have sex before you're married? Like, I was looking for that for somebody, I guess. And he said, oh, no, that's not in there. What the whole thing about marriage in the Bible is about property. She's property. He's not property. She's property. And so it's all about that arrangement. The whole virgin till you're married thing was about maintaining your property value. He doesn't have to be a virgin till he's married. He can have prostitutes till he gets married. But she has to be because she's property.
She's property, and the property
and
has to have
she would
value.
be despoiled if she,
Well, let's address for just a minute. Let's stop and address the elephant-sized misconception and misunderstanding in the room. And that's this it always goes back to the scripture. You know where I'm going to go with this.
Yeah.
Jesus said marriage is between one man and one woman.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's tell us the context of this.
Yeah. The context is he's talking to the religious leaders,
The men,
whom he only has harsh things to say to them most of the time, and challenging things and ripping apart their concepts,
their tradition,
right?
Which is used to abuse people, and especially the poor and the least.
Anyone
of these.
that's not them, really.
True.
And they were saying, well, what about divorce? Jesus was saying, okay.
So what was happening at the time?
They were saying, what about divorce? Because they had this thing like this revolving door divorce thing that if you got tired of your wife for any reason, you could divorce her and marry somebody else. So that sounds like a very much current idea,
So
out
Jesus
with the old and with the
basically
new.
said,
and he said,
you're
you
missing
guys
the
are
point.
out of your mind.
If you look at the original language, it actually says
says you're out of your mind. It probably does. So, because they were saying, even Moses allowed for divorce. And he said, but Moses allowed for divorce because of your hardness of heart. But that's not the way it was meant to be. People were meant to come together in a partnership that bonds them in love and community together and partnership, not this revolving door that you have created for yourselves for your own benefit. That's what he was saying. And
in the language they would understand at the time, in the way that they understand at the time, because it was, well, can I just
everything was heteronormative.
Can I just have a man and, my wife and then another wife and then a new wife and then decide I want a couple of wives? And he said, hey, you're missing the whole point.
Servants
you're missing that connection of two people in a way they understood of a man and a woman.
Right. Yeah,
But
so he was
not
adroitly answering a trick question.
Yeah, he was not defining marriage.
No.
So,
and it's funny how people will listen to that, but they don't listen to all the other stuff he said, like feed the poor, feed the hungry, visit prisoners, take care of people, take care of the least of these. Okay.
Yep.
So
Good.
that's just a red herring.
Thank you for that. So let's talk about the second part of this that's connected, and that's this concept of biblical, but it's not, or the, quote, perfect ideal family.
Yeah.
Well, the religious right sells this myth that a good family looks a certain way and follows a certain rule book.
Yeah.
But real families, come on, are you in a real family out there? It's messy. It's in beautiful ways. It's diverse in even more beautiful ways. And they're made up of single parents, of blended families, of queer parents, grandparents raising kids, chosen families, and every other beautiful, sacred arrangement where love and care can thrive.
Yeah.
And that image,
as it was meant to be, because we're real people.
Right.
Faith is meant to support us, not us bend to support faith.
And that's the goal of a family, is to love and care, where love and care can thrive.
Yes.
And that image of perfection is crushing real families because they're trying to live up to this fiction, and we went kind of through that in the church.
We did.
Yeah, we did go through that where we had a certain way we had to raise our children.
Right.
And if we weren't, I remember as a parent saying, oh, we don't want to hang with those people and their kids because they don't follow this same way.
I'm horrified.
Of parenting their kids. And the moment that we went off script, again, out of that truly non-biblical, but conveyed as biblical idea of the ideal family, we were just condemned. We were the ones who had the problem according to them.
Right. We were,
You know? And actually you have, and we'll talk about this more on announcement, you have a memoir that you just finished.
Yes.
And you talk about that a lot in your upcoming memoir called
What We Dealt With Through Church and Everything. Yes.
Reveal the title.
It's called Death and Everything, Triumph from Chaos to Power. And I'm very happy.
Yeah. So look for that announcement coming, or more details
but
coming
I want to
soon.
say something.
Yeah.
That way back when we were kind of nearing the end of our rope on this whole church thing, I remember I said to you, do you have an example of a family who does this, who follows these precepts, who looks the way we think that we're trying to look, that we think we're supposed to look? And you couldn't think of anybody that was like, okay, if that were like the goal that's real, then they would be all over the place. Yeah. But there were none, because it's a false, it's like a photo again. It's like a social media photo that you're trying to measure up to, which is just
And what's
false.
Even more sickening right now is there are so many people who are leaders of that evangelical Christian religious right who are been married multiple times
Right.
and documented affairs and
Right.
you know all kinds of things like that, who are telling all of us
how to be.
And
in the Catholic side, you have these men who have never been married. Most of them are gay, which that's not the problem, but they don't have any understanding of family, of marriage and child raising, but they're delivering edicts for all of these followers.
Yeah.
And so, and the problem about the gay part is that they're duplicitous about it.
Yeah.
They're in the closet.
Yeah.
And condemning LGBTQ people. So
Yeah. A lot of hypocrisy.
there's
there
a lot of
yeah.
problem. I know you guys know all this. We're not telling you something you don't know on that part.
So when these, quote, family values are used to reject or marginalize these families, it's not a value. It's not a value at all. It's a weapon of control.
Yeah. And it's not about protecting families. It's about enforcing conformity at the expense of love, at the expense of humanity.
Yeah.
So what is a true family value? It's showing up for each other, no matter what. It's loving your child when they tell you who they are, not when they fit the mold you thought they should fit.
Or were told they should fit.
Yes. It's standing with your child in a world that tells them they're less than, and reminding them that they are infinitely valuable and deeply, profoundly loved. Real family values are listening, caring, forgiving, and fighting for one another, defending one another. They're not built on fear or shame. They're built on the radical, unconditional love that Jesus modeled. Just read the red letters, so to speak, the things that Jesus said, and you'll see how family should be together, can be. That's the vision. And when the religious right hijacks family values, it harms real families in real time. I know many of you have experienced this. It pressures parents to reject their children in the name of faith, in the name of religion. It silences voices that speak out for love and inclusion. It creates a toxic environment where LGBTQ plus youth feel unsafe, even in their very own homes. And this is not just a matter of politics. It's a matter of life and death for vulnerable kids who need their parents' love and acceptance more than anything else. We need to reclaim this phrase. Family values are not about gender roles or who's allowed to marry whom. They're about choosing love again and again and again. And if you stand by your LGBTQ child, you are living out the highest form of family values. If you welcome your child's partner with open arms, you are showing the kind of love that transforms the world. If you are in a relationship of love and acceptance, you are living out family values. The families that change the world aren't the ones who look perfect on a Christmas card. They're the ones who choose compassion over condemnation, who put love over fear, and who say, "You're mine," and nothing will ever change that.
That's the kind of family value we need to lift up and celebrate. That's the kind of family value that will heal hearts and save lives.
Yes.
We love you. Thank you so much for being with us this week. We'll talk to you next time.
We so appreciate you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
You've been listening to the FreedHearts podcast. We have extensive resources and vibrant, inclusive community for you at freedhearts.org. Please come say hello. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for the podcast, just email us at podcast@freedhearts.org. Audio engineering is by Luke Johnson. The music is provided by our child, the Grammy-nominated Saint Sinner. You can find out more about him and his music at saintsinnermusic.com. Please share, subscribe, and follow on your favorite platform and support if you can. And thanks for listening.